All right, and hello to everybody out there in the digital world. Welcome to another night of Hitosai 13 Gaming, where we are going to be streaming the wonderful, the amazing, the ever so much fun Star Wars, the tabletop game. Our buddy Austin Powers is away for a little bit. He'll be joining us hopefully in about 15 minutes. But in the lineup, I'm already seeing that we've got a Mando and we've got Uncle Beastly. Let's see if we can reach out to any of them and see who's alive and who's not. Hello out there. Is anyone alive?
I am.
Mando's alive. But where's the Beastly?
Good question.
Oh, Uncle Beastly, he abandoned us. I got him. Hopefully someone's paying attention to our group chat there. All right, so while we're waiting for everyone to hop on here, Mando, I'll mute myself in game so that way you don't have to hear my ramblings. All right. So, I am having to restart an old journey of mine. My weight has gotten way out of control. So, it's something that I'm going to start working on again. Need you guys out there help. I need y'all to help me stay on it. I need as much encouragement as I can get to keep this path going and to get down to an ideal weight. I've got the lovely Hito wife back there who's going to help me. And we are doing a pretty drastic calorie count. And yeah, it's going to be a thing. But we'll make it through. It's going to go great. Lost the light, not just turned it down. Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's something we're going to be working on for a bit here. So yeah, hope y'all stay with us and join and see how far we get. Let's unmute here and see if Beastly has returned. Beastly, are you back? Still no Beastly. We got a Mando, but no Beastly. Well, if we don't hear from Uncle Beastly in just a little bit, might have to put off the tabletop game. Hey, Aaron Powers, thank you for sharing out the stream. I appreciate it. Amanda, what's been going on in your world?
I don't really do much. I work and then I go home and go to bed.
Yeah, that sounds like me. If I'm not working one job, I'm working another job. If I'm not working that job, I'm working in the house, and then I'm sleeping.
The only fun thing I can say I do, which is actually fun, this game is one of 4 a week that I play.
Wow. Yeah, my fun is down to Monday nights and Friday nights, occasionally a Saturday. Yeah, this is basically it. Well, I'm not.
There he is.
Yep, there he is. Yeah, I'm not saying you're not fun. Just saying that you're alternatively fun. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying that Beastly is sadistic as a game master, but he's. Hi, Beastly.
You don't even know what sadistic is. Just wait.
Look, I'm fully prepared to end up with a Xenos Sith in front of me.
Well, you shouldn't be because that's not happening today. That'll be the next game. Whenever down the road that is, because it's not always the next game.
I was fixed to say he should be Coil's pet.
Ugh,
Dr. Coil's pet.
no.
All right.
I'm gonna say you let me know once you start streaming. Or are you streaming?
Yeah, we've kind of been streaming for about 9 minutes, 45 seconds.
Hi, I'm late to the game.
Yeah, but don't worry. Awesome is later.
That is true. Awesome is currently not in the great state of wherever we're at.
We're in North Kakalaki. I won't hide it.
He actually pronounced that correctly. That's actually how people around here say it.
I know.
Nick would. Okay, since we are still on the same map, I assume you guys can see Moss Osley. You're at the bar and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, let me close that out so I can get more screen real estate. Zoom this out a little bit. Oh, wrong button. Why is this? Oh, that's right. It's inverted. Holy.
What?
Wow.
Oh, don't start.
That is a lot of lightning.
Who had a lot of lightning?
I do.
Oh.
Raleigh.
What? Oh.
Okay, so when last we left off, static noise here because we didn't play last week. I'm sorry, that's one of my favorite jokes. And it's currently you two, so I'm not going to have you roll for initiative. Just one of you will go first, and then it will go back and forth and back and forth. When Awesome gets in here, he'll just hop into third place. Our friendly little Chiss friend is being somewhat himself in real life, so it may be a while before he shows up again.
You know, I have ways of dealing with that.
I prefer not to kill anyone.
I didn't kill him last time. All I did was show up at one of his martial arts events, watched him do his thing, and then proceeded to beat him with a lightsaber.
That's horrible. I love it.
And the whole time I was dressed nice, like dress shoes, dress pants, button-down shirt, black vest, beautiful tie. And I beat him with a lightsaber.
So you were business Sith.
Yes. Well, no, it was a green saber. But I'm going to message said person right now and ask him, do I need to beat him with a lightsaber again?
Do you really think a Sith will not pick up a Jedi lightsaber and beat snot out of someone with it? The color doesn't matter.
Do I need to beat you with a lightsaber again? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Then. And we'll see what he says. Yes.
So while you were tormenting friends that we actually know, because that's what this is, you're tormenting them. While we were tormenting friends that we actually know, when last we left, you guys were in the process of doing various deals and whatnot to help get the ship get done, which is exactly what you need to do. This is a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Have you ever watched those Star Wars films?
No.
Yes, actually.
Look, I just went ahead and got it out of the way, okay? You know how, like, whenever they're doing something and it may take a long time, there's like this montage of them doing stuff and it happens and like time passes and that kind of thing.
Are we getting an 80s montage?
80s montage, no, because you are not awesome enough to go for an 80s montage. You could not handle the 80s montage. What I will give you though is bits and flashes of how each of you go off on whatever. Uh, this takes a month, so 1 month has passed. You're each running individual jobs. At some points in time, you guys have teamed up with each other to do other things to make money, to save up, to get the other parts of the ship and whatnot. Frankly, I remember in the Wednesday game back when we played Star Wars, this would happen once or twice, so it's not completely strange to do so. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, due to the fact that you guys have been doing the same thing for a whole month solid with very little deviance in it, um, Mando, I'm going to assume just to pick you first because you're the easy one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to assume that you have been doing things such as registering with the Spacefarers Guild, getting your pilot's license, trying to hunt down an AI, etc., to help you with piloting the ship.
That'd be a fair assumption.
Okay. Having done so, you know how starship piloting is over there, I believe, in the technical aspect of the game and whatnot?
Mechanical.
Mechanical. All right. Choose one mechanical skill to go up plus one die. Hito, you're more. Yeah, I figure your character more or less has been going around hitting up salvage yards and scrap yards, doing odds and end jobs and whatnot, just trying to find, I don't know, required length of pipe, wires, bits of circuitry that are needed, armor replacements, procurement of various items that you know just you guys need,
I
but you
hoard the
need.
junk. Yes, I hoard the junk.
Okay, all right. I don't know exactly what category that would fall underneath. So pick something that is a non-force skill, non-perception, that is preferably low, and bump it up by one die. Just let me know what you choose.
Non-force skill, non-perception.
Yeah. And yes, I just purposely said those things because I've seen your sheet.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I haven't looked at it in 2 weeks. What have you done to it now? I'm gonna
Nothing.
start locking the game so you guys can't log in unless if I'm already logged in.
What? I haven't touched it outside of game.
Okay. Uh. Anyway, just let me know whatever it is that you're picking.
I do believe.
Try to find something that relates to it.
No, I've got a good idea on this one.
Oh God.
I think I'm going to throw this into Streetwise.
That's actually really good. In fact, that's a great idea. Streetwise can save you in the weirdest situations.
Well, see, if I'm traveling around and obviously I'm going to be talking with these people, working with them, and you told me to stay out of perception, so that kind of ditches bargain and con. I hate you. So, Streetwise is the best I got.
Streetwise works for me.
That's actually a good one.
Yeah,
Streetwise.
it comes in handy. It really does. It comes in more handy than what you think.
It doesn't come up often, but when it comes up, you really need it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. So, whenever Tarbaka pops up, he has to put his into something engineering because I'm gonna say that he's been the one that's been actually installing things into the engineering, getting everything laid out correctly and whatnot. To kind of sort of follow the CPRO role from the old game, but you generally do want the strongest person in engineering because they're the ones that can lift up the parts.
okay.
Yeah, so I'll have him boost up something that has something to do with engineering. Um, Along with, due to the fact of you guys having done so much stuff like this, pick a base attribute that is, frankly, dexterity or perception or anything like that, and bump it up by +2. that is not +2 dice. That is +2. Okay.
2d6 plus 10. Got it.
You really need to start rolling those over because technically the plus cannot be any higher than
Yeah.
the dice number itself.
Sorry, I was being sarcastic. I did just throw in
Okay.
the +2.
Okay. Because my next question was going to be where in the world did you get that +10 from? Because I have not been that generous. Either that or I'm an idiot. If that's the case, I'm closing the computer right now and going to bed.
Yeah, about that.
Oh, okay, bye. What? You thought I was
Nothing.
joking? Anyway, as you guys have been doing such things and whatnot, finally comes up the day. And if you give me just a moment, I will pop you guys on over to the ship. You should be able to see everything. If you cannot, let me know. You know,
Ooh,
this map is this big.
pretty ship.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me get rid of these the goon squad down here because they are not here.
Yet.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry about them. You guys got much bigger, you guys got much bigger worries on the way. The Imperial troopers, that ain't nothing. You'll wish you were up against Imperial troopers and Sand people. All right, so let me go over here, and I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna just set you guys where I know that you should be. If for some reason you cannot see, all right, it says that good old Duran should be able to see.
Yeah.
Hito. Let's see where to put Hito. We'll put Hito right over here.
That works.
Sure. All right. Tarbaka will of course be in engineering, and let me check and make sure that he is. Man, for some reason it never ever assigns him. There you go. Save setting for like the 5th time. I don't know why it does that. So when he logs in, he will be in engineering. You have a friend with you in your room.
Oh my.
Ito. It's BD8. Don't owe my anything.
Wait, you said BD8?
No, sorry, BD1.
It is BD1. Okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, if it's BD8, then there's a very cranky woman running around looking for you. You don't want that. Okay, that looks to be as good as what it gets. Along with that, such with doing various jobs and whatnot, you guys have each accredited 500 credits. There are 3 of you. The ship has almost everything that it needs to go, except for fuel. Guess what you guys are doing today?
Going to the gas station.
Well, that would be a thing, except there's not
We're already out
exactly
of
yet
fuel.
fixed on around here.
Oh. Technically, we got to go to a gas station.
All right, where would you guys like to start looking around? I mean, you are at a landing area. I mean, you can just tell them, hey, fill it up and whatnot. You know what? Let me actually go ahead and pop up the. I have a table for gas costs and whatnot.
Uh-oh.
Oh, geez.
Uh-oh.
I may actually take it easy on y'all because 500 each is not nowhere near enough. But if I'm not mistaken, you know, Tarbaka's got a lot of money. You can just take it from him. Of course, Hito also has a lot of money.
Hito's broke. Nobody has money.
Yeah, I'm broke.
Yeah, and Mando has something completely priceless.
Exactly. It has no value. don't know what you're talking about.
Mando, roll me a d6.
1d6.
Yep, 1d6. If it's a 1, something happens. If it's a 6, something happens. Anything else, nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
All right, there's a 3. All right, you're outside on the ship for a little while, walking around, making sure everything's okay. And then you get back in. You go back on over to the cockpit where everything is. You're sitting there running through the system stats. Make sure this is okay. Make sure that is okay. As you were out there walking around, you happen to take notice that there's a droid wandering around, and it looks like as if it's lost. And at some point in time, it saw you, and you got the vague feeling of the fact that it may be following you. You did quickly get back up onto the ship, and as such, you don't see it. Of course, once you go into the cockpit, you kind of reach behind you, smack the comm panel, and it closes behind you. You start going through the process, checking the engines. Engines are okay. Checking the fuel. Oh, geez, you need gas. Power levels are slightly low, but nothing too bad. And all this other kind of good stuff. Is there anything that you want to do before I hop on over to Hito and make him regret being born today?
Not really.
Oh, I can't wait.
Hito,
Yeah.
you wake up. You regret being born today.
Oh,
There you
no, not again.
go.
Oh, God,
know.
why me? Is that close enough?
because why not? And yeah, sure. That
Okay.
works. There you go. Now you're aligned, kind of. Man, the map isn't aligned. I'll have to fix that after the game. Okay, so what happens is you guys have been sleeping in this ship for all of 2 days. Not exactly anything big. You've been trying to make sure everything's good. All the nuts are tightened down. All the bolts are the correct size. And if they aren't, you tape it up with Wookiee tape and hope that it holds. Having said that, you do need to somehow, some way secure some fuel. Fuel, since Tatooine is where it is in the out in this the solar system, the universe, it's a little bit hard to come by without selling something on the black market. You know, liver, a body, optional if it's still alive. Anyway, just as you're about ready to get up, you happen to hear a knock on your quarter door, and you hear that Arya is on there, and Arya says, "Hito, are you up?"
Yeah, I'm up. Come on in.
All right. Okay, so Arya walks in, looks at you, and says, "I found us a fuel source, but it's a little bit of an issue getting to it."
How much of an issue is it? Is it just buy it and it's really expensive, or are we gonna have to raid an Imperial depot?
If I'm not mistaken, you know what? Raiding an Imperial depot might actually be safer. But if I'm not mistaken, you guys found a warehouse that has a whole bunch of old ships in there. All the way back in one corner, there's actually there is a fuel depot there because they pretty much drain all the fuel from all the ships. Except it's kind of hit or miss. It's potluck. Not all the ships run on the exact same fuel, and when they were doing this, they literally just dumped all the fuel into several different barrels, let the mix ferment as if it was to be. But and if I remember, you're not exactly on the best terms with them, but they'll probably still be willing to sell to you. She goes, "I did try to go out there and talk to them, but evidently they got mad at me shooting people in the head, so they're not selling to me." It seems, however, they're a little bit less mad at you because they said, "Why don't you send that guy with the glow stick out here so we can talk to him?"
All right.
I'm assuming it's you because the other guy is now dead.
Yeah, I'm fortunately you're kind of right on that one. Well, I guess we can head back out there and see what kind of trouble we can get into, or try to stay out
No,
of.
no trouble. You don't want trouble. If you make trouble, the price goes up. We've only got so many credits, and having said that, she hands over to you a data pad. It's not a very big data pad. It's more or less like a register of bank account type data pad. Um, it's almost the equivalent of someone handing you a checkbook. She says there's a lock on here for how much you can spend. When they go to scan it, just let them know. And if it's under that dollar amount, it should help. It should be okay. If it comes out more than that, it'll still take money out the account, but you guys have to pay the balance.
Well,
She said,
it shouldn't be a problem. I'm just more concerned about the kind of trouble that's going to find us.
She says there's 5,000 credits on that thing. I know you're going to spend it, but try not to spend it all. And if you do spend it all, we're going to have to be doing jobs to make more money, because that's about all of the ship's funds right there. Unless if you guys aren't pitching in your fair share.
I'm broke. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Roll me a con.
Oh,
Amazingly enough, she believes you.
Yes.
Okay, so she looks to you and she says, "We can, we can have the Wookiee stay here. No one's probably going to jump in on the ship while he's here. I'll stay here with him. I've got pretty good at understanding him screaming about whatever it is that he says. For some reason, putting a wrench in his hand tends to calm him down, even if it isn't what he wants." She says, "So why don't you and Mando go off on over there and try to find out if you can get some of that questionable grade fuel. It should be the least expensive, although its purity is in question."
We'll see what we can get. Hopefully, I can find maybe some other things we might be able to use along the way.
Hey, that's actually really true. Now,
yeah.
Now, outside of gameplay, so that I do not know this in gameplay, how many credits do you actually have, Hito?
I don't remember. See, the problem is I wrote it down on a book, and that book got misplaced. It's either somewhere on my desk here or at my office at work. But I do know it was around 80,000.
I remember it being over 50,000, so that sounds about right.
I've got 43,006.
Okay. All right. So if you guys have to chunk in, it's not going to break you on anything.
Correct.
Okay.
But why would we want to just just give our money away like that?
Exactly.
Well, I mean, Arya's got like 500,000, but you guys don't know that. Her friend Dreas has like 1.5
Yeah.
mil. Anyway, back in game. So you guys make your way on over to the exit port, and you get out there. And as you happen to see, look on over there, you happen to see the lady with curly hair, short structure, walking around. She's yelling at some little droids that are running around, beeping and booping, and keep on crashing into things. Hey, you stop doing that! You guys, you're going to break more shit. What are you doing?
Hey!
Don't you know that you need to not do that? She turns around, she looks at you, and she goes, "Oh, hi. Are you here to pay the landing fee? I don't think it's been paid for this week, and you're on like day 3. You have been parked here for 3 days after you bought it, and you do need to pay the landing fee. It's 100 credits per day. Either one of you can cough it up. It's fine. Or you can hand her the pad, and she can deduct it from the 3,000 on the pad."
I'll pay it out of that 500 I had.
Yeah, I was fixed that because I can pay some of it too.
Okay. All right. She looks to you and she goes, "Do you just want to do 5 days so that way if you're not out of here in 2 days, I can come pester you again?"
Yeah, yes.
She
Yeah.
goes, "All right," and she takes the 500 from you and whatnot.
And split it
And
down the middle.
all right, yeah, so 250 from each of you. So she looks to you and she says, "All right, it's great doing business with you two gentlemen. Now, what can I help you with? You look like as if you're looking for something."
Well, we're gonna go pick up some fuel, hopefully, and we just need that, and then we can be on our way.
At the mention of picking up some fuel, she looks at you and she goes, "I'll give you back your 500 if you bring me back a barrel."
Well, we'll see what we can do about that.
She goes, "All right," because at this point in time, it doesn't matter what the quality is. People just need fuel. Uh, something about, I don't remember exactly what it was. Something about some person in black robes with one of them red flashlights. They went on a spree and took out two of the refinement stations around here. There's only one local to here, and well, Jabba owns that one, so no one's really going to attack that one. Or if they do, it'll get very entertaining very quickly, and we all need to go hide.
All right. Well, we'll definitely see what we can do and see what we can bring back for you.
All right, so you guys are going to get
Shout
on
out
your
to
speeder
Winadian, our
cycles,
Twitch
which is a
viewer.
question. I don't know how you're going to bring back fuel on your speeder cycles. You do have open range and open contact of getting on with the traditional land vehicle, the truck, and using that, or you can actually try to go get a hover truck or something. Your choice.
What do you think, Mando?
I think we could just take the truck, the normal one.
All right, it works for me.
All right, both of you roll a single d6 for me. If either one of you get a 4 or higher, that's not good.
Oh,
Yeah, we failed.
No. Trust me, it can get worse if Mando rolls higher than a 4. No, I'm sorry. If Hito rolls higher than a 4, that was Mando that rolled.
we both rolled.
Yeah.
Oh,
Five and a
okay.
4.
All right. Well, okay. Well, I mean, that's
failed.
I only see one dice on my screen, but I see it in the chat. All right. So you go on over to the place where the truck is, and you talk to the guy, and he said, "Yeah, sure. I have no problem letting you get the truck. You got any fuel for it?"
Well, not yet.
He looks at you and says, y'all been using up the truck quite a bit, and that fuel is covered in that cost. That was made understandable and whatnot. But yeah, I went out to go get fuel today, and there ain't none. Something about the refineries getting blown up and whatnot. That's not good. People don't need to do that. He says, now you can actually take the hover, and there is a hover sled hitch that you can take along with it. I wouldn't carry things too heavy. I mean,
Define too heavy.
outside of game information, do not take more than 3 barrels. That is considered you can get it back. If you take 4, you will be moving slower within an easy hittable target of certain Tuscans. If you take more than 4, it will take you twice as long to get back home to safety, and you're about 4 hours away from the place.
Yay!
So back in game. That's scary. Don't ever do that again. You look like that old troll meme. Yeah, don't do that.
Yes, we do this.
No.
I'm sorry. It has been a rough one. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not in my right
No,
mind.
no. That's look. I'll be honest with you. I'm not exactly in the right mindset for this right now. So I'm trying to get into it. So yeah. Do you want to get the hover vehicle with the hover sled trailer behind it? Tarbaka has let you know that you need at least, at minimum, 3 barrels. You know what? Yeah, barrels. 3 barrels of fuel so that you can make it into outer space and hit up to the next closest planet, hoping that they have more fuel that you can purchase there. Now, if you get 4, you can go 2 planets over.
Yeah.
Basically, every planet over, that's an additional barrel of fuel that you're going to want. Let me see. I had it added up. Let me look at the plan right here.
If we get 1 barrel, could we just fly the ship directly to the depot?
The problem is that the only depot that currently exists is Java, and you can buy fuel from Java, but it will be at a markup. You can hold 10 barrels of fuel that I see, and I don't actually have a fuel barrel marker, so I'm going to grab random graphic if I can find it.
Let's see.
Welcome back, Wanadian.
If you make the ship a token, you can actually assign a numbered value to it.
Well, yeah, true, but the ship's actually the background graphic.
I'm like saying, if you want to make the ship a token, you
Oh,
just have a little
okay.
token counter in the bottom.
Oh, that's true.
It'll have statistic stuff about it. So you'd be able to see how much fuel, shield
So I can
rating,
make
stuff
the
like
ship
that.
a token.
Basically, make a token with the picture of the ship on it. And
Oh,
then you know how when you click a token, there's 3
Yep. I know
circles?
what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Okay. Yep. You know what? We're going to use the someone token and drop that on there. And let's see. Should I just do add counter?
Sure, why not?
No. What would you say that I should do?
Let me just go and raid some depot and steal fuel, and let's get out of here.
No. I'm talking about the. Let's see. It has 1, and this will be the green bar of 1 that'll show up on there. So save settings. So there you go. When you click on it, you should see the 1 of 1 above its name. I guess maybe.
I don't know what I'm clicking on. Am I clicking on this thing?
Yes.
We don't have permissions to interact with that token.
That is correct.
Are you kidding me?
I can move myself and BD1.
No, hold up. Let me try. You know what? Watch this. I know an easier way to do this. There you go. You see that little 1 up in the corner?
It's got a 1.
Yeah, that'll work good enough. All right.
Enough.
And now I need to make a ship token, but that's a great idea. Thank you for that. So you now have 2 options. There is enough fuel left in the ship itself. You will be flying on fumes when you get there, but you can go over to Jabba's refinery and purchase fuel by the barrel. You don't know what the price will be, but you can do it. Or
also, go ahead.
No. I was going to say, or you can go on over and get the mixed stuff, which is I will have you rolling dice to see how good of a grade it is.
That was my next point. Was if we get it from Java, it's probably actual fuel?
Jabba's fuel is higher than mid grade, but not premium, because premium goes directly to him, and it's only for him because he's Jabba.
Oh, we got a choice here, Mando. We can either go to where we know we can get exactly what we need and get a decent quality, and just that, or we can head over to the scrapyard, take a risk at what we get, and maybe find some other materials along the way.
Oh, I promise you, if you go over to Jabba's place, there will be other things for sale there. He's all
Yeah.
about selling things and making money.
I would bite the bullet, pay just a little bit more to get something that we know
A
is
little
going
bit.
to work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's head to Jabba's refinery.
All right. Let me see if that map survived the great plunge that happened. Wow, it actually did. Okay. Let me move the players. Wait. Let me actually edit this first to make so that there is no lighting. Do I have lighting off? Okay, yeah, I have lighting off. Move the players, and then I will place the players.
I can see it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see
Alright.
Hito right there. Wait, that's not Hito.
Where do you see Hito?
That's not Hito.
No. Yeah, nah. He is not there.
I say we made it there.
I missed that roll. No, you didn't roll 100. No. All right, so that was for your flight.
Yeah.
All right, let me roll to see if you actually should have made there. Let me do a quick dice roll. I mean, you're literally just going from A to B. Yeah, you made it there, and you're not quite on fumes, but the next time you start up the engines, you're burning the fumes. All right, so you guys are walking in from down here up at the bottom of the town. The ship is just to the south of this entrance, and as you happen to come along, you do take notice that there are several stores and whatnot in this area. Hito,
I didn't do it.
give me a perception.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm going to be honest with you. You won't. You know what? I'll even be nice with you. You want a 13 or higher.
Ugh.
I'll go by 2 points.
Get it. No.
Oh well.
That's just
At
life.
some point in time, your dice won't kill you, and I'll be able to reveal a storyline to you. But your dice just don't like you. In fact, no. You know what? You know that you've been here before. You're really sure that you've been here before, and you're almost positive that you've seen this place again. Roll that again, and add on a +6 to it.
3d6 plus 6.
Like I said, you want a 13. Wow.
Oh my god, this is great. I mean, this is horrible, but this is great.
You
Hey,
didn't
Monday, should I just give this memory to him? I mean,
Well, the only other way that around that would be to just find a way to get a little bit further in and just see if there's some way to just meditate or come across some random item. Wow. Oh.
and,
Oh god, no. Bad Mando.
I'm curious to see if I could do it. Just rolling his same value.
yeah, his electronic dice are cursed. That's what it is.
He's seen me roll actual d6s, and they roll hot.
Yeah, he's really good at rolling. Anyway, Hito, as you walk in here, you completely get the feeling that you have most definitely been here somewhere at some point in time before, and it just looks really familiar. Sorry, give me just a second. Oh, it's Hito saying something to me.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah. No, Messenger is that slow on my phone. It just got the thumbs up from you from 20 minutes ago.
Oh, wow.
This is why if you guys ever say anything on Messenger and I'm like really slow to it, my phone's hot garbage. It really is. Anyway, Hito,
Yeah.
I'm going to burn your force point.
What?
Roll a perception and double it.
Oh.
Simply because you're getting it back again anyway, because Knight's going to roll over. So I'm burning your force. The force is telling you something is
All
important
right.
here.
All right. So instead of 3d6 plus 1, I do what? 6d6 plus 2?
Sure. If you don't get a 13, I'm deleting your character.
Oh, God. I'm so nervous.
He's going to roll all ones. I know it.
I would just go to bed.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. You know good and well, since I've been setting this up for however long, waiting for you to get to this map, you do know good and well that you have been here before. In fact, the last time that you were here, you remember that you were walking along the street roughly over here. And you were talking to someone. You're pretty sure that it was someone that was affiliated with the Empire. You don't remember very much about it. You're having a hard time recalling that. And you're almost sure that you remember seeing Alex in this area. And as you're sitting there thinking about this, you kind of feel the warm sun on your face. The wind goes flowing by, dust and sand, it's everywhere. And you happen to catch a smell of something that you know that you've smelled before. It is indeed the fuel smell. And that makes you immediately kick into a flashback. You are in this. I'm going to temporarily set some people up here, okay? So give me just a second. Actually, that isn't who it was. Oh, they didn't survive the purge. Okay, well, we're going to. And Hita, I will put you back after a second. You remember. Let's get this guy straight. Okay, you remember that you were walking down with this guy and you're both discussing something. He kept on asking you about what's it like to get force trained. Wouldn't it be so cool if you could do backflips and shoot things behind your back and always hit? And you just look at him, and in this flashback, you say you realize that using the force is not always about hurting people. Quite often, you have to use it to help people. And he looks to you as you guys are moving, and he says, well, you understand I'm a soldier. It's my job. I mean, not that I purposely hurt people, but it's kind of what I do. And at that point, he stops, and you take a step forward, and you're sitting there talking and whatnot. And as you're just sitting there talking, you're pretty sure that you see one Alec Kenobi somewhere off in here, but you're not exactly sure. You're sitting there talking and walking the whole time. Well, tell me about what it's like being a guardian. And you start telling him about how life in the monastery was and how every day you got up and you went off and you tended the gardens. And then after that, you had breakfast. And then after that, there was a traditional force meditation that you had to do, which really, it kicks something on into your brain. Force meditation. You've been meditating. But you never said, I'm going to expend a point of the force to meditate, to connect with the force. That ability has now been unlocked for you. Once per day, you can expend a free force point to automatically connect to the Force and meditate. And as you're sitting there, you recover this ability, and you're like, okay, this is this is really interesting. And he looks to you and he says, so why is it that if you're not a Jedi and you're not a Sith, that you're carrying a lightsaber? And you start explaining how you only carry a lightsaber because it's the discipline of having the tool, but hoping that you never need to use it. And you guys are talking and talking. And by this point, you see Alex standing right here. He's watching you. And you guys are watching. You kind of slightly nod to him as you're talking to this guy. And you get to about right here, and he looks to you and says, well, I appreciate everything that you've done for me and the Empire. And it's really great that you're actually talking to us and, giving me information. This is absolutely what I needed to hear. I've been really debating doing a change of job, but I wasn't really too sure. And he shakes your hand, you shake his hand, and you both turn and start walking the other way. And all of a sudden, Hito, you feel a very violent, angry burst in your shoulder. You're pretty sure that you just got shot in the back. And as you fall down, dumb luck as it is, you happen to land directly on a rock. And as you think about that, there's a spot on your forehead that starts throbbing. You have noticed every time that you look into a mirror that you seem to have something there, but maybe it was dirt, maybe not really too sure. You guys haven't, it's really hard to bathe here because there's not a lot of water. As you're sitting here thinking about it, it keeps on throbbing harder and harder and harder. When you go up to rub up against it, you take notice that it's starting to slightly bleed. You remember the fact that Alec Kenobi shot you in the back because he thought that you had just ratted out everything that you know to the Empire because he saw a stormtrooper shake your hand and say, thank you for helping out me and the Empire. You suddenly catch your breath and you're back here again. Let me actually move you back on over here. All right. Random stormtrooper is not the same guy. You're back here and you're standing there. You're kind of swirling. Your head's kind of going all off in several different directions. Mando, you look over at Hito. He looks like as if he did something to his head. There's a slight trickle of blood running down it. And he also looks like as if he has a really big epiphany. Like he just realized something that's really important, but he's not too sure exactly what it is. All right, so we're going to cut back on over to real world game time. As you guys enter here, you happen to hear the happy little dun 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 dun, dun off in some corner. There's a bar there. You do take notice that there are wrecked parts and salvaged parts around here. Mando, give me a perception check.
Oh.
Ow.
Really?
Oh.
The dice are not on our side tonight.
Oh.
You know what? I was saying really because you needed a 4. And for the fact that you just squeaked by it is amazing. You happen to glance on over to the side and you happen to see some Mandalorian informational markings scrawled on the wall. If you're not Mandalorian, you're not going to know what this is. It's like the real world hobo markings that actually exist in our world.
Know about that?
If you're not one of those, you're not going to know what it is. You recognize the fact that this says big building, down one floor, armorer. This is the big building.
Oh, but Nadine, you don't curse the
building.
dice.
It is where you go to purchase fuel at. All right, guys. I'm going to put the ball in your court. Hito, you've got a memory back. Mando, you might have a chance to see some friends, but you both need to go see about buying some fuel. And you can also do a little bit of walking around, maybe see if there's anything else here. What would you guys like to do?
Um,
I'm gonna start heading towards that building.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Go ahead and move your max thing, and then I'll start moving the soldiers around. I like it. I hear his keyboard.
Yeah.
All right. So Mando, his move. Hito.
it's your dex times 2, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. That put me right here. And while I'm walking, can I do anything to patch my bleeding head?
As you're walking, you happen to reach into your back pocket because you're pretty sure that you felt something back there every now and then, and you happen to pull out, well, pretty much exactly what you're wearing on your head in your real life.
Yes!
In fact, as you're looking at it, you happen to take notice that on the inside that it's wrote in some permanent marker, if lost, return to he ho say, except it's HI-TO SAIH.
Okay. It makes me so happy.
Okay. All right, you guys had moved. This stormtrooper being charged with keeping the Imperial peace because, you know, that's what they do. They see you guys coming up and they look at you and take their guns and shoulder them. They're showing them off, obviously, but they're not aiming at you. And they go, "What are you doing here?"
Here to,
And they're talking about you.
yeah, we're here to see about purchasing some fuel.
That's it. Do you have a fuel permit?
I have a pilot's license.
He says, registered with the Spacers Guild, I see.
Mm-hmm.
That will work. And he pulls out a little like handheld type reader, holds out his hand for your card. Do you hand it to him?
Yeah.
All right, he takes it, swipes it. On a 1, it does not register it. Anything else it does register it. He says, okay. Interesting. I didn't know that the Spacers Guild was hiring Mandalorians. That's actually a pretty smart idea. And he hands it back to you, and he says, all right, you guys can enter in. There's another trooper in there. You talk to him. He's behind the desk. You just basically tell him what you want, and he looks to you and he says, I will warn you though. He says, while all of us are intergalactically appointed troopers, we also are working for Jabba. So the prices may be a little bit higher than normal. This is fine. And they say that, and they both step out your way. All right, it's y'all's go again.
Here.
Okay. All right, you guys walk into this building, and Mando, you're wearing a helmet, so you really can't tell. Ito, you're exposed to the sun and everything, so as soon as you walk in here, you feel one of the things that you have not felt in the absolute longest time. There is air conditioning in this building.
Sweet.
I mean, you know how it is, like when you walk into Walmart and there's that cold jet as soon as you walk in and it hits you full in the face. That's what happens. Anyway, you come in here and the trooper that's behind the desk, I know that's the graphic that I'm using. That is not what it looks like. It is literally a standard human in the traditional gray type officer's uniform, wearing the nice Imperial Navy hat and everything. And it's a woman, and she's wearing glasses, and she looks up at you. She sits there. She has a pen. She's kind of flopping it back and forth. She says, "How can I help you?"
We are interested in some fuel.
Okay. How much do you need?
How much is it?
She kind of glances at you and she says, the people that ask how much it is are normally the people that can't afford the fuel. But to be completely honest, it is 1,000 credits per barrel.
All right.
I'm sorry. It is 1,000 credits per standard Java barrel, not per standard Imperial barrel.
What's the difference?
A Java barrel is 3/4 the size of an Imperial barrel.
All right.
All right. So, Mando, that means we're going to have to get 4 barrels.
To be honest with you, Tarbaka's going to look at him and ask you why you bought the toy kitty size ones. She looks to you and she says, "We do have a benefit. If you buy in bulk of, say, 8, you'll actually get 2 barrels free."
It's all well and nice and all, but he can't haul that much back, so go with the.
She looks at
you. Whole ship here.
Oh snap! That's right. We did bring the ship, didn't we?
I was going to say that the ship is literally right outside town.
Oh snap! Sorry, I spaced out and I forgot that we didn't have the little redneck truck.
She was actually going to offer to haul it to your ship for a less than significant fee, about 50 credits per barrel. So, would you guys like to take advantage of buying at 1 barrel, or do you want to do the buy 8, get 2 free?
I'll leave that one up to you. I'll split it.
Yeah, we might as well. God knows when we're gonna have the chance to pick up more fuel, and with psychopaths apparently running around blowing up fuel depots.
At least this is a fairly decent grade of fuel as well.
Yeah.
All in all, if you do the buy 8, get 2 free, you will get essentially 7.5 standard intergalactic barrels, which that's 7 planets you can hop and then still have a little bit of gas to
crash in a forest somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
How you thinky?
All right, let's go ahead and pay for this, and let's get it all back to the ship.
All right, she looks and she says, "All right, Spacefarers Guild license," and she just holds out her hand.
I'm gonna hand over my Spacers Guild license.
All right, she looks at it. She runs it through the machine. Yet again, roll d6. You don't want to come up a 1.
Me roll it?
Yes, because it's your license.
Leroy Jenkins.
The machine beeps for a few times, and after that, you hear a readout go across her screen, and she says, "Oh, you just recently joined. Good for you. That entitles you to 1 free Jabba-sized barrel. So now you're getting 11.
Yay! Go a little further before we crash."
We can make it to 8 planets now.
Yes.
By the way, if you happen to, if you decide to sacrifice a barrel is big enough so that if you can make like table legs for it, you can actually make it into like a um uh, a cooker.
Oh, redneck
Yeah.
barbecue grill. Got it.
Yeah. Although using that on a ship with open fire, maybe not the best idea. But
Why?
it
We
is
can
the
open a
right size.
window.
It is the right size to cook enough.
Exactly, and it's got fuel in it. You don't
Yeah.
have to worry about wood or anything.
That meat's going to be really flavorful and halfway poisonous. Clean out the barrel, especially before you decide
Hey,
to take 10
that
snips.
meal will be so good it'll feed us for the rest of our lives.
Ain't that the truth?
God. I love it. I love it. Okay, so as you're doing this and everything, Hito, you hear, "Excuse me," behind your back. You are standing at the doorway.
I know.
You gonna step out the way? You gonna?
I want to know
turn
why the
around?
door's talking to me.
You're more intelligent than this. I know you are.
Obviously not, seeing as I've got my back to a door and I hear "excuse me" and
You're
there's
the one that
nobody
moved your
around.
mini there. You're the one that put your mini there. I didn't do it. That was you.
Okay, there's still nobody around.
I don't have a feeling for this person.
All right, fine. Pardon me. Move right here.
All right, there you go. You're using this as the mini.
Now there
All
are
right.
two of them.
All right, so as you happen to move aside, you take notice that another Mandalorian walks in, and he says something about, "I'm here to pay the license and registration fee." The lady looks to him and says, "You have to wait your turn, sir." And he kind of rolls his head a little bit, and he glances over at you, Mando, and he kind of looks at you up and down, and he says, "You're not a foundling."
No.
He says, "You actually from planet side?"
Yes. Well, one of the
Hmm.
moons.
I just got through talking to the armorer. She didn't say anything about a planet side Mando being down here. Have you been down there and said hi to her?
I have not. I would
Ah,
like to
well.
talk to her.
Okay. And he goes on over to his bracer and he seems to be playing around with it for a second. He opens up the console, types something, closes it. He goes, "All right, well, make sure that you that you stop by and say hi and pay respects." And he turns around and he looks at the lady sitting in a chair and he says, "I'll be back in an hour because I know how long this takes." And she looks at him and she says, "I'm very efficient. Thank you very much." And he says, "I never doubted that at all." Mando, your arm slightly vibrates. There's a message coming across the tiny little LED screen on your bracer. This guy literally shot you a message.
I'm gonna read it. Not out loud, but
Okay, it tells you exactly where the armorer is. For in-game information, this is a burned down old husk of a house. This is where the armorer is at. So that's where you have to go. And I'm gonna actually go ahead and move him over there to help remind you. From where you're from, it's not considered rude to bring people to meet the armorer.
No, Vanadian, we
However,
are
it is completely
we're not in
entirely up to
Discord.
you as how,
We're
and
going
even if it is
through
considered rude
roll
or
20.
whatnot, you're not from around here, so it can be forgiven. So that'll be up to you. Yeah. So just let me know if you want to take Hito with you, which should be acceptable. you're not from around here.
I'll
Or
leave that up to Hito. Oh,
Hey! Hello, Mr. Powers.
his hair got shorter.
Can't hear anything.
All right. He can't hear anything. Is he typing?
I don't know. All I saw was him pointing at his ear.
Okay. Tarbaka is actually currently on the ship, but I will say that since he's on the ship, then he has come in here and is kind of looking around for you guys. And because I know this thing, okay. All right. All right. So it will take an hour to do this. Do you both want to go visit the armor, or Mando, just you go visit the armor and Hito and Tarbaka do whatever?
I'll leave that up to Hito. I will
Okay.
mention that this is very heavily Mandalorian, and Common is probably not going to be the language spoken in there.
Well,
Good call.
I do not want to impede anything you might need to do, so I will look around this area and see what I can.
There you go.
Hey, I heard awesome.
I'm here.
Hey, Wanadian
Hey.
just made a roll 20. He wants to be able to talk with us.
Sure. He knows how to get in here, or doesn't, or whatever.
Said, okay, I have a roll 20 account now. How I talk?
He has to come into the game. Give me a second.
Wanadian, the game invite is on the way. Powers, it's good to see you. I miss you.
I missed everybody. Of course, I always miss everybody. I love yins.
So were you able to listen in to some of the stuff that happened?
No.
So Hito had a major flashback.
Okay.
Yeah, found out that this town that we're in is where I got shot by you.
No, not by him.
Okay, I got
By
shot
who
by
you?
Alec.
Turnabout's fair play. You shot me.
Yeah, we're calling this one even, and you had full right, because just from this side of it sounded pretty shady. I don't blame you.
I didn't know you then.
Yes, you did.
It just
Oh,
looked
well.
like I sold you out to the Empire.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. I didn't know you like I know you now.
All right. So why is that happening? That's
Here
interesting.
comes the Canadian.
Canadian the Canadian is cycling in.
He is not Canadian. Don't even start that.
Canadian the Canadian cycling in.
Can I go ahead and disarm?
You are not fighting nor having any odds with any of these stormtroopers. You're actually here on a peaceful S type thing. You're literally here to purchase fuel, which is what these guys have just finished up doing.
And this is Jabba's refinery.
Yes.
Because the
I
other
was
ones
talking-
that
I was
Oh.
talking about out of game. I needed to disarm out of game.
Oh,
I don't mean that.
gotcha.
Mr. Chris.
I didn't
Mr.
do it.
Hito, if I got my pants on, I got my gun.
Just like me.
Brothers, I got my pants on.
Hey.
As I keep telling people, it's a sick world we live in with some sick people in it, and the police are a reactionary force. Only person you can rely on is yourself.
That's the truth.
So when
Wow,
life has
dude.
you down like that and you just don't know where to turn, call Powers Brothers for your concealed carry needs. Haha, plug. Sorry, every now and then you gotta do that whole corporate sponsor shout out thing.
Roll me at dodge because I'm about ready to kill you. I'm joking.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
All right, so, Mando has pointed out that they're most likely going to be speaking Mandalorian there. It is up to you.
Mandoa.
My question is, why can I still not hear or see a Wanadian?
Because he hasn't set anything up.
Oh.
I mean, he literally just created an account and logged in. Like,
Ever, yeah.
All right, I see a Wanadian now.
I still see the red checkered screen.
Do the refresh.
Just relog.
Oh,
Wanadian, I cannot hear you.
connect. We are reconnecting to.
Because he was just
Yay!
All right, now except now we've lost Mando.
What?
No, it didn't.
Oh, I don't have his graphic. Well, hold up, let me refresh. I don't have his graphic here.
Everybody's refreshing.
I don't have awesome.
Awesome, refresh.
Awesome's mic is muted.
And Wanadian's refreshing. Everyone's refreshing.
I can see everybody.
I'm
should
here.
be working now.
Yay, we got a Wanadian. Oh, welcome to the party. I'm so happy to have you.
All right, give me just a second.
Oh god.
I hear
Now
music.
that should be fixed.
Oh my.
Yeah. It was looping through my browser and through my headphones.
We've got the velvety vocals of Wanadian the Canadian joining us from the eastern side of North Carolina. Someone
I know,
is
everybody got
baby
quiet.
somebody is baby talking a dog.
It's storming here, so my 80-pound pit bull is shaking and
Oh, I need to see
Acting
Jackie.
like-
I need to see Jack. Call him over.
Jack, come here, boy. Come here, boy. No, Jack, not Rayla.
Jack's being snuggled.
All right,
Jack.
There's Rayla went.
Ah, I
There's a
see him.
Jack.
Ah, he's a cute little puppy. All right, sorry.
okay. Wanadian, just so you know, your character is down here.
I'm playing.
Yes, I made
Oh,
you a character.
I have no clue what to do.
Welcome to my world.
Wanadian.
We
You're
figure it
okay.
out as we go along.
All right.
Here's
your
what you do.
dial, If you happen to look on the left-hand side, you'll see a small vertical strip. Second from the bottom, you will see a D20. As you look at the D20, you will see D6 and then multiples of D6. D6 is the only number that we use.
I recommend clicking it and just changing the advanced roll to a D6, and you can control how many and your pluses.
Or you can just do /R space then what you want to roll.
Yeah. All right. So Wanadian, on the right hand side of your screen, there should be like a little control panel. Okay. All the way on the very right hand top side of that right hand screen, there's a gear. Click on that and click on dice options and check all three, and then you should be good. This simply means that any time that you roll dice, we see it on the screen. There you go.
Success.
There you go. Okay, so as you guys are in here and everything, Hito, who is is Hito. The Mandalorian is actually a friend of mine from my other in life real world. Yes, I've actually got friends outside of you guys. Really, wow.
You
Um,
told
You
us.
allowed that to happen.
Get, yes, I did allow that to happen. I need more friends. Um, uh, he is the Mandalorian. He's Mando. Awesome is a Wookiee by the name of Tarbaka, the Hulk, and you are a Jawa.
Mm-hmm. Yawa.
Yeah, an active agent of chaos and all that.
Oh my god, you're going giant ice for it.
Okay,
Is that voice coming from Wanadian's house or from Hito's house? Because they sound eerily similar.
That's Wanadians.
That was that was my house.
Wanadian's wife is Hito's wife's
Oh my god, my
sister.
crotch have ice.
I'm aware of that, but I didn't realize they sounded that much alike.
No,
No, that was Cena, not my wife.
it's scary. Anyway,
Hey, you went
as you guys are sitting here and whatnot, hey, now I'm going to have you all roll initiative.
I
so
was
we can
trying to
put
learn how to
everyone-
play.
Put everyone into what they're going to do.
Initiative. So that's just perception, or is that dexterity? That's dexterity.
It is dexterity. Wanadian, sometimes when you click on your dexterity, it rolls too many dice. So you just have to take notice of what your dice roll is, if it's 2 dice or whatever, and then go through the menu and do it that way.
I have a dexterity.
Okay, all right, hold up. On the side control panel, third tab says journal. Looks like a newspaper. You should see your character in there, Wanadian Jawa. Click on it. It opens up a little thing, and then click on character sheet.
Third tab is a music box. Fourth tab is a macro box.
All right,
Second
all
tab
right.
is blueprints in a mysterious cave.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, then check out. Look for the tab that looks like a newspaper.
Yeah. That's Ashley.
Yes, that was Ashley.
I have a text box, a handouts box, a jukebox, a macro box, and a setting box.
You do not have a journals box.
And on the other side, I have a select, a draw, a zoom, a snap, a dice, and a help.
Okay,
You
so
want the handouts box?
you don't see one that says that's newspaper?
That's the handouts.
Okay, that just says ship blueprints, a mysterious cave. Oh, hey, that wasn't there a minute ago.
Yeah. That was my bad. I forgot that if you're set as a spectator only, it hides all the other stuff.
I cannot believe that everybody has
beastly.
beat me on the dexterity so far.
Okay, dexterity.
Yeah. Now, like I said,
These things
sometimes
make no sense.
it rolls horribly wrong, like 3066, which is not your dexterity.
Yes, it is.
So you may
I found it.
if there's ever a Jawa with 3066, I'm killing you all.
Has there
Okay,
ever been
so
a
how do I
force
make it
sensitive
roll again?
Jawa?
Probably.
I'm not sure about a Jawa, but I know there was a sand person.
Yes.
There was a force sensitive Wookiee too.
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange you guys on the side of my screen. Mando and Hito both got a 17. Mando and Hito. Call
And-
it even odd.
Mando goes first.
Okay,
I rolled 10, but I don't know what kind of modifier I have.
I was fixed to say what I want to do is very simple and will take me out of the game for a while. I'm just going to move to this house and do the thing.
yeah, but that's not exactly there. There's actual talking and roleplay aspect of that. So
Do I not have any bonuses?
You're a Jawa. Your bonus is in stealing.
All right. The way this system works is that it is simply a D6 system. So if you see something that says 2d6, 3d6 is how many d6s that you roll. Sometimes there will be a bonus behind it, like +1, +2. That is whenever you happen to roll, and you'll get used to typing it into.
Hold it. I have a question. So my dexterity was 2D, so I rolled 2d6 and I got a 10.
Yes.
Mine says dexterity underscore dice underscore reef. I'm assuming a reflex.
You're under attributes and abilities. You need to be on character sheet.
Yeah. Pop on over.
I know that, but that's 0d6 plus 2.
Yeah. That's the sheet is flawed and no one knows how to fix it.
Okay.
Taser will do it.
Who will do it?
Taser.
Taser face.
Taser.
Ooh, technical. I have a bunch of pluses.
Tabaka, have you not rolled your initiative?
I
Oh,
did.
no. I see it's 16. All right. So okay.
So I beat the Wanadian, but I didn't beat Mando and Hito.
That's fine. There isn't really a beat in this game. It's just whoever goes first. All right.
Well, that's
so
what I meant. I
Mando
beat it on the roll to go first.
I don't
All right, Mando said that he is going to make his way over to where the armor is, basically to the burnout house, and so that'll take him 2 turns to do so. So I'll roll through the rest of you twice. Hito, Mando has booked it out of there pretty freaking quick.
Yeah. Well, now that I do not have a chaperone,
What?
Yes, you do.
we're gonna go right there.
All right, so you walk out the door. The stormtrooper guards just kind of nod at you. They basically have a good day. And as you're walking out, you come across there's Charbaka right there, and you guys happen to take notice that walking up from the street is a Jawa. The Jawa seems to be not exactly too sure of where he is. It's up to you towards if you guys want to help him out or if you want to just keep on going by him.
Am I going crazy, or did I lose Beastly's picture along with Wanadians?
I did
I
too.
can still see you. All right, can you hear me?
Okay, I can see you again now. Okay, that was odd.
Yeah, it's the internet.
All right.
Vanadian vanished.
Yeah.
Okay. It could be the rain. The rain's causing problems here. It is storming ridiculously bad where I'm at.
Okay.
So if I suddenly drop off, that's why. Having said that, since we have time, you two have met up, Hito and Awesome, and here comes Vanadian back in, where he's trying. All right. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to defer to Hito since he rolled higher than me on the.
Okay.
Well, I walked over here just to check on Tarbak. It's like, how you doing, buddy? Is something you need out here?
Right
Yeah.
now,
Tabaka, you know that you had just enough fuel to make it here, and they were supposed to go in there and purchase fuel. They had been out here for 2 hours, and no fuel has showed up at the ship yet. The ship is literally right outside of town.
I need two things.
It's a literal 15-minute walk into town.
I need two things. I need fuel and I need water. Because I'm a hairy guy in the desert.
This is actually true. Okay.
All right. Well, don't know where we're gonna find water out here, but it looks like there's plenty of places we can look around.
Moisture farmers.
All right. I'm going to refresh my thing.
I want to refresh as well.
Okay.
Hey, should we be rolling a language to see if I can actually speak Wookiee now?
You know what? You guys had Hito and Mando. Well, Mando's helmet automatically translated. So, Hito, you understand the basics of Wookiee as it is right now, and Tarbaka's pretty good at doing hand gestures and mini charades that get the point across to what he's saying.
Oh,
Yeah, and water and fuel are easy.
All right, guys. Let me know what's
So-
happening.
well, we do seem to be right here by some tables, so we can probably find something to drink right around here.
That is actually very true.
Yeah, this seems to be a cantina of some kind.
Actually, this is the cantina, and this is where you hear the music coming from. The music's not very loud. In fact, it's actually not being played locally. It's coming through a small little radio that's sitting off on to one side.
Yeah, and my speakers on this computer are not very good, so I don't hear it anyway.
All right. So, well, I've used all my movement to get over here. So I'll have to hold off what I was going to do till my next turn.
No, I'm going to carry him to the table. Let me roll a strength roll.
Okay.
Because I miss him. I got to pick him up and hug him like, Wookiees do. So let me roll a strength test to see if I can pick him up and carry him.
Is it sad that I could see that legitimately happening?
I can actually see it happening too. It's actually quite interesting.
Strength. It's only 2 blocks.
Hey, Hito,
Yeah.
you're being princess carried by a Wookiee over to a table.
I don't even care at this point.
You better hope this isn't a mating ritual.
It's not.
Okay,
Tarbaka is asexual.
All right, there you go. All right, as you guys happen to get on over, I'm going to move you both on over to seats, just because I find it hilarious. All right, as you guys are sitting there, you just have got on over to seats. You do take notice that there is a person behind the counter where you can go up to and order food and whatnot. It is
That person.
person that's down there. That is officially you don't know who that is, but it's someone. Token. Anyway, as you're sitting there, the person kind of leans on over. You're within earshot. The music is not that loud, but and they go, okay, can I help you? You guys want anything to eat? Yep, that's who's asking.
Okay.
Water. He would like water.
Okay. And they dip down a counter for a second and come up with 1 canteen of water. And they set it off to the side for you.
Can
I
we,
know you're going to probably get up and go on over there to it. You want to ask how much it is?
yeah, and I'd like to do a perception to see if it's potable.
Yes, you can drink it. I mean, this is a restaurant. You have to be able to drink the water.
Okay.
Not in Mexico, you can't.
Okay.
Sometimes people poison things too.
We are not in space Mexico.
Okay.
It feels like we're in space Mexico.
Kind of does. my point is I can't see that person. I can't tell who they are. That's the reason why I wanted to do a perception. Fair enough.
Alienating people on this planet as it is, right?
That's true.
I think Beasley's gonna be sick of us by the time this game is done.
Actually, you're giving me so many great ideas. You should be scared.
But does it make sense though that I don't know who the person is? I can't tell them. I've never met this person before. I know that they're supposed to be trustworthy because they're a open air cantina where they have I know
Okay,
that. But
the only reason it looks like that is my Beasley's too lazy to design a token. So this is a generic, easy to forget person that you shouldn't really have to worry with.
Okay, well that makes sense then. Well,
Yes.
I want to find out how much is the water. How much is it?
5 credits.
I'll take 2.
Says okay, reaches underneath, pulls out another canteen. All right, so you take out 10 credits, pay for it.
All right. Don't forget it. I'm back.
Right. All right. So the person next to you says, "We do serve food here, you know." She goes, would you care to order some food also?"
don't know.
They have a very interesting selection of food. To boil it down to standard American food, you have McDonald's fries and a Costco hot dog.
All right, are you hungry, Hito? Are you hungry?
Ah,
Is the Jawa hungry?
The Jawa is kind of looking a little lost, but he does wander up just a little bit closer.
Let's
Ooh.
let's throw the Jawa a bone.
give him a little French fry, see if we can pull him over.
That's what I'm thinking.
It'll be good to have a pet Jawa.
He knows how to get things.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you happen to have a van that says free candy? Because that's what it comes across as.
Van?
That's not-
No. Redneck truck? Maybe.
Absolutely on that one, completely. Okay, so you guys buy some food and whatnot. Just minus 15 credits for the total of everything. The food here is actually really good and pretty inexpensive. Side note, you're not supposed to be able to walk into this area if you're not approved by Jabba, and you guys literally just flew over the stop area. You know, the whole let us see your card. Yeah. And so yeah,
I'm
They
approved by
used to send
Jabba.
it to
Jabba. I
be-
want a mission for Jabba.
all right. As you guys are eating, we're going to pop on over to Mando. Mando, you're standing in front of the armor. The armor has her forge going and whatnot, and she looks to you and she kind of tilts her head a little bit, and she says, "You're." She goes, "You're not a foundling.
No.
You actually come from the planet."
One of the moons.
Ah. Okay. Well, greetings. What can I do for you?
I'm here to get some pieces forged. I'm going to pull out my 2 Beskar ingots.
She looks at him. You both take note that it has the Imperial seal stamped on it. And she goes, "Ah, reclaiming lost treasure, I see. Good job." Okay. She says, "Well," and she looks at your helmet and she goes, That's just plated, right? I mean,
Yes.
at best." Okay, so it is Beskar plated. That's good enough for now. She goes, "As it is, there's enough here. I can plate the front of your chest piece with both."
Okay, my game just froze hard right there.
Okay. Or is
What
everything
did you
okay
just
now?
say? Yeah.
All right.
Right
She-
after Beskar plated is when it froze.
Yeah. She can plate the front portion of your chest piece if you need to, or she can actually plate both van bracers or one pauldron. Basically, what part are you looking to do? And I'll tell you if it can be done.
I actually really wouldn't mind a. How much of a bonus would I get from the chest plate?
Towards blaster fire specifically, it would increase your armor by +2. But
So
if
it's
you
a
get
+2 no matter how I look at this.
yeah,
I'll take the van braces then.
okay. All right, so you're going to. She says, you need to disarm your van braces and then hand them over to her so that she can go through the plating process and everything. It'll take a few hours, and you'll just stay there watching her. That's the respectable thing to do.
Yes.
You're watching her, but you're staying out of her way. She may ask you personal questions as time goes on. Just to kind of fill the empty space. So I'll just go ahead and say that, you know what? I will roll 1d6, divide in half. Okay, so in an hour and a half, your van braces are plated. And she looks to you and she says, what weapon systems do you have installed on these?
I really don't have anything installed on them.
She says, all right, what would you like? Since I'm in the process of modifying, choose one system and to be installed on one bracer. And then tell me if it's left or right.
Whipcord, left arm.
She says, all right, I have to roll to see if they have any of that. She says, we don't have any of that. I'm sorry.
Well, what good are you?
Right arm flamer.
All right. She goes and looks yet again. Okay, hey, anything that isn't a one. She says, okay. All we have is standard flamer. We don't have sticky flamer.
That's fine.
All
Man,
right.
she does some good.
Okay. She starts up the modification process. It takes about 15 minutes. She's done this so many times she can do this in her sleep. In the end, she looks at it and she says, do you have a preferential symbol that you would want put here?
House Wren.
All right, now I have to roll to see if she has any kind of beef with House Wren. If it's a 1, she does. If it's anything else, she's fine.
Uh-oh.
She looks to you and she says, oh, you're from those moons. And she stops as she's filling up the flamer and whatnot. And she says, I suppose at some point in time you have to let bygones be bygones, and the past is in the past. So she finishes up filling it up, and then she pulls out a little thing that looks like a little CO2 cartridge. She does something to it. She hands it to you. She says, "This is your extra flamer fuel. When the one that's in your van bracer runs out, push the button. It'll eject the cartridge. If you can remember to, pick up the cartridge and bring it with you so we can refill it. But this is a secondary dose. It's about 3/4 filled because I have to use the rest of the fuel to keep the forge going."
I understand.
All right. So she looks at you and she says, "You realize them making that machine was a bad mistake, right?"
Yes.
Okay. If nothing else, if we just agree with that, I'm fine. I can live with anything else.
I do live in regret of some of my house's actions.
She looks to you and she says, "There isn't a house that has existed that has never made a mistake. The problem is those that act like they have never made a mistake when they have."
Indeed.
All right. So she hands you back these 2 items. You equip them. Hey, your arm's all nice and shiny. It's unscuffed. People are going to know.
The computer on my arms is nicer now.
Yes. Hey, that one little LED strip that did like a little ticker running by for the messages and everything.
I've got like a whole screen.
It looks like she mounted a watch right there.
Yeah.
Very nice.
As you're sitting there kind of playing with it and everything, you happen to take notice that you can actually install new apps on here. If you or if someone else has enough computer or programming information or repair skills, you can actually start writing your own apps and then programming your armor to do special things.
Ooh, I want to link it to the ship.
That's entirely possible. She does look at you and she says, "By the way, there is a out port that will fit most of the standard electronics. You know, it's kind of like how droids have that little thing that they stick and spin, and then they can access ports.
Mhm.
It's kind of like that." She goes, "You will need a different type of cord. I do have one. I will give it to you, but I will tell you, it's all of 2 foot long. So once you plug up, you have to stay exactly where you're at until you get the information. Then you have to unplug, and then you can go."
I understand.
All right, so she hands you over the 2 foot data cord, so you have that. Anytime that you try to plug up and go into a computer system, you have to roll D6. If it lands on a 1, it's incompatible with your cord. Anything else, cord will fit. In other words, it's not USB.
All right.
Okay. All right, so do you happen to leave anything as a thank you gift for her and what she's done for you?
I will leave. Let's see.
She did happen to keep your old screen and the old internals from what was in that fan bracer, and you know that it's to pass on to someone else that needs that.
I'll leave 1,500 credits.
Huh. She nods and says, "Thank you very much. This'll help out a lot."
For the next generation.
No, they have to pay rent here.
Ah.
This is literally dead end Jabba's territory. They have to pay. Jabba knows they're here. Jabba, they do get a significant discount because it's always good to have Mandalorians on your side, but he's still making money. Okay, so you head back on out, and as you're heading out, Mando, you do see that the two guys are sitting at a table. It hasn't been that long since they got out and they were sitting down eating and just talking and whatnot. And once you get there, there's a wow, my mouse doesn't want to work. All right, and I'm gonna just move you on over there. When you get on over there, there's a Jawa that's sitting there. These two are utterly fascinated by the fact that they hand him a fry and they're watching him for the exact moment. He takes the fry, and as he moves it towards his mouth, as soon as it enters his hood area, it immediately vanishes. I mean, you know, like you don't see it go into a mouth. You don't see it's like as soon as it crests that space, it's just gone from his fingertips. And then he kind of licks his fingertips and that's pretty good.
This is like the coolest thing ever.
Huh.
He speaks.
Yeah, this Jawa knows common.
Ooh.
Okay. So as you're sitting there doing this, Stormtrooper comes up to you and says, "All right, the magistrate has finished your paperwork and processing. If you'll simply come back."
Yeah, I'll head back.
And yeah, that actually is a good question. Are we rolling until 10:30, or do we need to call it quits here pretty soon?
Oh no, we're gonna have to call it pretty soon.
Can we
Okay,
go
all
to
right.
10? Can we go to 10:15?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll give me enough time to help you guys out and whatnot. All right, so you're all gonna make your way on, and well, actually, I don't know if all of you are going to make your way on in there. It's up to you. Towards, do you want to make your way? I mean, who?
I'm going to make my way in there because I kind of need to be there.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one registered with the Spacers Guild.
Yes.
And I'll go to carry the fuel cells.
Okay.
Let Hito play with his new.
All right. So, Tarbaka, you get told, and I'm going to just move you over there to it. You get told to move over here, and you see that there are barrels here, but they're not standard imperial barrels. They are 3/4 size barrels. And the guard here looks to you and points towards 11 of them. And he says, "These are yours. Go ahead and start moving them out."
Like, look, can I roll strength to see how many I can carry? Actually, I think I have a carrying.
Okay.
I have a lifting, so can I?
Yep.
Hold on a minute. Look at my swimming.
We're not
What?
swimming through the gas.
I've got swimming as a tarbak. I don't think so. Okay, so let's see. Lifting.
I want to help him.
Okay.
Tarbak is flammable now from swimming in the gas.
Yeah. So,
Lifting with 20. Okay. You are able to pick up and carry 4 of these at once. It is a 15-minute walk back out to the ship, but by the time you get there, you're a little bit tired, but you can make it there. Mando, it goes in numbers of 5. So at 14, you could almost carry 3, but you just can't quite make it. So you can carry 2
all
as
right.
you walk out. But that happens after you go in there and talk to the lady.
Yes.
Basically, the lady hands you back the information, the paperwork. She says, "Thank you very much for registering." She hands you what she calls the handy pamphlet of improper imperial documents and protocols. This pamphlet is 32 pages long. It is not a pamphlet at all. And on the very back of it, as you happen to glance on over through it, you happen to see that there is a thing in the back, and it says that your call sign identified with you. Because whenever you call in, you have to say the ship's name and whatever your call sign is, so that they can cross check, is this pilot supposed to be flying with this ship? Your call sign is Armored Starfish. That's what she gets assigned. You don't know why.
And what's the name of our ship?
Glancing down at the rest of my body, I'm gonna guess why.
Yeah. The
Armored
name of the ship
Starfish aboard the
is
White Boat.
the name of the ship is called the Longbow. However, you can pay 1,000 credits to re-register it to a different name at almost any point in time.
Okay.
But that means that when you do so, Mando has to re-register also.
I'd like him to get the name Armored Shiny Starfish.
Okay, so as you guys are, because I know that you're all going to be helping move the barrels and whatnot. Let me see what his strength is. I'll open up his character sheet. Hey, the Wookiee shoulders, one on each shoulder, and is helping you walk around with these barrels. And you guys make it back on over to the ship. Fuel has been successfully gotten. Tarbaka knows the proper order for chaining up the fuel drain and the lines and the feed and everything else like that. And
Do I need to do a technology roll or a
no,
repair
no,
roll?
you've been around. You weren't here when I said this.
Okay.
A month has passed.
Oh, okay. So I've been reading my manual the whole time.
Yeah, well, you've not only been reading your manual, you've been rebuilding the engines and enhancing them for as much as what you can, which isn't very much. More or less repairing them is what it is. Choose something around engineering. And guys, how much did I tell you to bump it up by?
1 whole die, and then 1 core attribute got bumped up by 2.
Yeah.
By +2.
So choose something that has to do with either engineering and bump it up by a whole dice. And then after that, a core attribute being actual strength, actual perception, actual knowledge, the main category that everything else falls underneath, and add in +2 to that. Because you've been here for a month and you've been working your butts off.
Yay!
Yay.
So are we back at the ship?
Yes, you guys are at the ship now. Let me actually go ahead and put you on to the longbow.
I don't know if it's my
Holy
go
moly, you
yet.
guys might actually get off the planet next session.
All right, +2, and then what was the other one on the attributes?
Attributes.
Or one whole dice.
One whole die for a skill.
Yeah, one whole die for a skill, and attribute gets a +2. Let's see. I don't think I have Tarbaka up here.
Yeah, you do. He's in the engine room.
Yeah, I do. Yep. As soon as I said that, I was like, no, wait, I put him right there by the engines. In fact, I'll actually put him on his seat.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.
I'm gonna
As
do
the fuel has been loaded up and it has been chained up correctly for space flight, and it has been put into the ingestion tanks to go through and everything else. Mando, you go over there, give me a piloting to see if you can get the ship up off the ground. That looks actually pretty good. All
Those
right.
are 2 ones though.
Hey, even Charles had bad days.
I'm
All right,
working my way up
you
to that
guys
point.
are, yeah, as you guys are sitting there getting everything ready, Mando just evidently runs into the, not runs, but he walks a bit faster than normal. He gets into the seat, sits down. You hear the door behind him seal shut, and a few seconds later, Tarbaka, you hear the engine start to hum to life and everything. You can hear that there's a monitor in front of you with a fuel systems readout. It reads green all the way across the board. The engines kick in. Hito, you feel the ship start to lift off. You've felt the ship lift off before, but this seems really different. It feels like as if it's really steady. And it lifts up. There is no actual viewports, not unless if you were to actually, well, I mean, there is. You can go on over to the side of the ship to look out. And you see the ship ascending. At some point in time, you get above the cloud line, and you look down, and you just see this giant sand yellow and orange and reddish type planet. You think for a brief second, since you're the one that's actually looking out the window, about how you don't remember how you got here, but you're pretty glad that you're finally leaving. Mando, your thoughts are with, at some point in time, I'll actually get back to the house. Tarbaka, you're a bit more concerned. You seem to hear something that sounds kind of off. It isn't coming from the engine area. You're not really too sure. And Mando, just as you hit the actual into the atmosphere, into the outer space, you have a course plot, and you hit the switch, and you go into sublight. As you're doing so, awesome. Give me a perception check.
okay.
You need to beat a 2.
I'll fix that. I think I know what this is.
You hear coming off from somewhere in the ship. You're not really too sure where it's at. You hear the tiniest sounds that goes TV, Houdini, as you fly off into space.
We picked up a hitchhiker.
It may or may not be who you think it is. I haven't planned to not be who you think it is, but if 180's joining, you have to. Of course, having a Jawa that likes to tear things apart as you're in a ship that's going through hyperspace, probably not a great idea.
I got an idea. We can hang him up by his toes until we get to where we're going, then turn him loose on the stuff we need to disintegrate and use the parts for.
Use him like a
Like a gremlin.
CIS buzz droid.
Oh God. I'll go ahead and tell you. The other 2 won't understand it, but Mando, this Jawa has the potential to be your guy's version of Mose.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that is
Um,
actually useful. Very.
Yeah. Mose was a black market dealer that could get you almost anything that you needed. He had underground connections, and that's kind of who this Jawa is.
Let me ask a question.
Okay.
What goes here that we're missing?
You aren't missing anything. Those are like exhaust ports.
Okay, those are exhaust port. I was thinking maybe that was a droid place there. I didn't know.
I mean, you can put a droid there if you want to. They won't stay there for very long.
They will.
Yeah,
if
I don't think we
welcome
need to
there
put a
well
droid
enough.
in our engine exhaust. Exhausts are exit only.
Give me just I know we're running short on time. I'm trying to get something done.
Yeah.
This ship is not too shabby looking now.
Since we're back on the ship, there was something I was gonna do.
To
I want to pick up a protocol droid somewhere in the future. Just so I can hear what Uncle Beasley sounds like as a protocol droid.
I'm getting flashbacks to protocol droids.
all right, guys, you are flying through space. How does that feel, huh?
Yeah.
About time.
All right, that's the end of the game for tonight.
Aw.
You know what? You guys have each received your already points and everything. So
Yep.
I'm just going to say you did good. 2 of you got storyline bonus readouts. So you know
I was
something.
late.
Hey, it's perfectly fine. Tarbaka has his own. I have a very special arc planned for you, just for you. You may not like it, but it's planned.
Well, you know, I had to be off there. Somebody had to be staying with the ship and working on it. Somebody had to work on it.
There you go.
And if you recall, not every character in Star Wars is always on the screen.
There you go. All right, guys, you did a very good job. It took, I don't know how long we've been playing now. It feels like at least 2 months or so. Yeah. So yeah, congratulations. And yes, that actually is the captain's quarters, Mando. That actually is your room.
Yeah.
You do take notice that Arya actually is here, but I'm going to say that she actually isn't. She is completely and total NPC. Hito, the room that you're in is your room. Tarbaka, you can set up some kind of a sleeping station in the engines, the engine area if you want to, or you can take one of the 2 other rooms that are still open.
Back here.
No, up
That's
here,
one of the ship's hold.
up here.
That's actually a common room, but there is 3 beds in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take this one and I'll put the Jawa in one of the beds strapped
Well, the
down.
problem is you hear the Jawa, you just don't see it.
It's
You
the
have to
Phantom
find it.
Jawa.
You have
Oh,
to
no.
find it at the beginning of next game,
All
or
right, well,
sometime
then-
during next game.
All right, well then I'm locking the door.
Okay. All right, guys. That's it for tonight. I hope that you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, it
I'm
was
sorry if
great.
I'm sorry if it felt a little bit rushed. Everyone had things that was happening, and it's perfectly fine. Just to let you know, your speeder bikes did get loaded up. It is being represented by that one that is over there in the hole.
Oh, that is a speeder bike.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell what that was.
Oh yeah. It's a speeder bike. All right, but yeah. Any questions?
Mm-mm.
No, not for
No.
this time around.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. It's been a lot of fun. So give me just a second. I'm going to do my little outro here. Y'all want me to mute so you don't have to hear me?
I
You
don't
can.
care. Yeah.
All right, you don't care. That's what matters. All right, thank you everybody for joining us on this adventure tonight. We made a lot of progress. We got a lot of good story. I'm gonna be putting some of this to use and making Beastly's life as horrible as I can. A special announcement, November 5th, I think it is. Sweetie, is it November 5th? Is it November 5th? The thing. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, November 5th, there is a fall festival happening at Breakthrough Community Church in Mebane, North Carolina. Hedosci 13 Gaming is setting up a table there. We are going to be live streaming from the event. We'll see if we can get a little TV set up out there so we can do a Minecraft tutorial. But the most important thing that we're going to be doing is offering free advice to anyone who would like to have it. So just come on out. I'll be talking about it up until then, and we're gonna have some fun. And yeah, we'll see everybody then. Thanks for hanging with us, and see you on the next adventure. Bye. All right, we're clear.